AIO. Husband is always paranoid I'm cheating. Background. I, 35F, have been married to my husband 48M for almost 13 years and we have 3 children together. He is constantly accusing me of cheating on a weekly and sometimes daily basis over the last 13 years. The incident. A few hours ago, he asked me when was the last time we were intimate. I said probably like 2/3 days ago because in my mind that's our norm most of the time. Well, that was a huge mistake on my part, because he said the last time was 12 days ago. I tried to remember whether he was correct or not and I couldn't, so I just said oh okay, I'm not sure. So then he started speaking aggressively to me saying that's proof I cheated and where was I on Friday etc. because I had an outing but I'm usually always home. At first, I attempted to reassure him and was trying to calmly explain that's not true and you should believe me because. But then I remembered he had a 2-year affair, mind you 10 years ago, and he never apologized for it. Then I got pissed and started to cry, and I'm not a crier, saying, every day you accuse of something that only you've done in the marriage and you've never apologized for it. He looked at me with disgust and said he's not going to apologize and that I'm mentally ill and he should have never married me. I just want to know if I'm crazy or not. Is this all in my head or what? Because I don't think I'm overreacting. He is known to revise the truth at any given moment, so I could be correct and he's just gaslighting me into this whole argument for his own twisted reasons. Additionally, the real truth is I've been thinking about leaving for a long time and the tears were about the thought of the relationship ending because the constant accusations, and worse, are draining to say the least. Update. First of all, I want to thank everyone for their replies and comments. I felt proper validation which I haven't felt in years, and you all gave me confirmation that my viewpoint on the situation was in fact normal and that I wasn't the crazy one. I literally cried from the depths of my soul. Also, I have a confession, my first post doesn't actually entail how bad the relationship has been. That was just the tip of the iceberg. I have suffered horrible abuse over the last 12-13 years. Every single type of abuse in fact. I have been isolated and controlled for years. I could not tell him no, and I did not have a voice. I actually needed confirmation that I was not crazy and some encouragement and validation, and thank you everyone because all of you gave me that. Some simple examples of the control, isolation, and abuse would be, if I was going to the grocery store I would be timed, questioned, and interrogated after returning. I very rarely would meet or visit my family and friends because the trouble, arguments, and fights he would cause made me feel so bad it would discourage me from reaching out to them or anyone again. I tried to start a YouTube channel, he would always interfere with my filming. I tried to get a job, he would prevent me from going to the interviews. He would take the car keys accidentally, disconnect the car batteries etc. I went to school and took out student loans, he would take all the money. I'm still currently in school because I've had to drop classes because of his interference and sabotage. I would start doing homework and all of a sudden he has a Netflix series I have to come watch with him, or he would start incessantly talking to me the moment I open my laptop to start homework, or have a blow-up argument the day I have a paper due. I could be as sick as dog, or had just given birth etc. He would demand I cook, clean, and serve him food always. He would sabotage any and everything I ever tried to do at every single turn. On a particular day, he spat on me, threw a jug of juice on me, and pummeled me to the ground because I told him cursing out a pastor was wrong and his behavior was disgusting. He did this in front of our children and when they cried begging him to stop, he yelled at them so ferociously the kids stopped crying in an instant and stood there in shock. That was the final straw for me. And these are just basic examples, there's so much more and it's so much worse, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. This was the incident that got the ball rolling for me. I moved all our documents out the next day. I got a storage unit 2 months later and started moving some things out slowly. And then a month later I left. So while filling up the storage unit is when I wrote the first post, I got discouraged and started having second thoughts. So it's only been 2 days since I left, although I'm sad I feel lighter already. My concern now is getting sole custody and I might have to file for a restraining order because I highly doubt he is going to let me walk away that easy. So far he's been texting and calling which I have been ignoring for the most part. He spoke with the kids for 15 minutes and then asked them to give me the phone. He proceeded to start yelling and saying I'm leaving him for another man and no man can be his children's stepdad and that he would go crazy etc. So that got me worried because he is creating false stories in his head and I hope that doesn't cause him to act out or do something crazy. Another man is the absolute last thing on my mind. ing alone sounds peaceful after everything I've been through tbh. Anyways, that's it, thanks for reading my novel LOL. And thanks again for your support, you guys helped me gain a lot of confidence and helped give me the confirmation to keep moving forward with my plan. You guys are the best.